Hey everyone, in this video we are at Bass Lake Provincial Park for a quick weekend getaway. We've been here before, so I have done a full tour of this park, but in this video we're having a nice relaxing weekend and getting up some activities outside of the park, so come along with us and see what we get up to. Bass Lake Provincial Park is located in Orillia, about an hour and 45 minutes north of Toronto. This park has 4 campgrounds with just under 300 campsites offering electric, non-electric, and roofed accommodations. It's a great park if you like to spend time on the beach or on the water, and if you're a boater, this park allows motorized boats on the lake and has a boat launch. We also got out to a nearby brewery and market, and it's a great area if you want to see some local attractions and nearby amenities. We stayed here for 2 nights for the second time, but our last visit was a couple of years ago. We really liked that it wasn't too far from home and think we'll probably add this to our yearly camping list for an easy getaway for when we have to leave after work like this time. I checked in online, but we did have to go into the office so that I could get my pass that goes on our vehicle. And now we decided instead of going all the way back to the water filling station, there's a trailer filling station here that's a little spout sticking out of the ground. This is actually where we filled up the last time that we came, and we decided to do it again because it was just so convenient. All right, we are all set up and we are on site 28 on this visit, and I gotta say I don't really love the site compared to last week's site, which was like a 10 out of 10. This one's maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10 because it is kind of open on the side and the back, and it is right beside a pathway. But for a last minute grab, we're still happy to be here camping, so any campsite's better than being at home. But let me give you a quick tour. So as you can see here, there is quite a long driveway to get into this spot, so it can accommodate larger trailers. And if I pan around, we do have some good privacy on this side. We've got our picnic table just kind of out in the middle right now. We haven't moved it. Our fire pit. So Alan is getting a fire ready. And if you look here, we do have a pretty decent fire view. But because the whole backside of the campsite was just open to the neighbors, we put up our tent and we put a tarp on it. And then we have our trailer here blocking the other site, but you can see over to the neighbors. But overall, it's not too bad, and we're just happy to be out camping for the weekend. After we got all set up, we decided to do a loop and snoop through the campground to check out some of the sights and stretch our legs. Then we came back to the site and had a nice relaxing fire to end the night. For breakfast this morning, I had no intention of cooking. I'm not even very hungry, so I made a nice little fruit salad, which I'm excited to eat. Got my coffee, and I've got the 3rd book in the Housemaid series. So I read the last one on our trip to Sibbald, and I'm hoping to get through this one this weekend, or as much of it as I can, because I'm really into these books. They're actually pretty good, and I think they're making movies, so I would give the 2nd book a 5 out of 5 star. The first one I would say maybe like a 4, and I have high hopes for this one. After a pretty slow morning, I am about 1/3 into my book, which is excellent so far. But now it's time to go stretch our legs and take a look at the park. We were here a number of years ago, maybe 2 years ago or 3, and I can't really remember this park, to be honest. I do know they had a nice beach area, so we're gonna go for a leisurely walk, see if we can see any nice sights for next time, and also take a look at some of the amenities. There were some really nice, large, and private sites in our campground loop. These ones were closer to the road, but for the privacy, I think it would be worth it. We are headed down to the beach area right now, and one thing that I already know I don't like about this park that I remember from last time is that there really isn't anywhere to walk safely along the side of the road here, and tons of people have been speeding by. A lot of people are respectful and like go around and go a bit slower, but not everyone. And so you can take the path that was up in our campground, but we prefer to walk on like more level ground, so we took the road. So just something to note if you are coming here. It's about 11 o'clock now, and we are just approaching the beach. I do like that they have a lot of shaded areas over here. So like you can sit in the picnic table area and then still have a good view of the beach. It's not as big as the beach from Sibbald last weekend, but it's still a really nice day use area. And the beach is quite busy already. The parking lot looks pretty full from where we are. We're gonna go investigate it further. They've got a big playground down here from what I remember from last time, so it looks like a popular beach area. Alan was just saying that he thought this beach area was really busy, and then I reminded him, where were we last weekend? We were at Sibbald, and that beach was insanity compared to this one. This one feels like peaceful tranquility.
Yeah, Sibbald has really changed my perspective on what's busy and what's not.
And if you're looking for a little bit more of a secluded beach area, there are a bunch of picnic tables just to the left of the beach that give you a little bit more privacy and access to the water. I do really like that they have a path that leads from the beach area over to the boat rentals and the store, so we are taking that now so we don't have to walk on the road. Down at the park store, they have boat rentals available, and they even have one of those easy get-in gadgets for when you're getting into your kayaks here. The park store here was conveniently located down at the waterfront, which made it easy for renting canoes and kayaks and picking up anything you might need while you're down at the beach. They had all of the rental information and pricing posted inside, which was nice to see. They also had lots of souvenirs, along with some camping essentials, ice cream and snacks, and they even offered worms for sale if you needed them to go fishing.
So after seeing those signs, I decided to ask the park staff what was going on with swimming and the algae and all of that, and they actually didn't recommend anybody swimming, but they can't stop people from swimming. So if you do go swimming, they recommend showering immediately after and trying to get as much water as you can off you. And down by the park store, they have wood available. It's covered, which is nice, so it's not just sitting out to get even more wet. But you might need the park staff to help you with the high-tech, complicated locks to protect the wood.
I am a big fan of the paved pathways down at the beachfront area. Once you do get to the beach and are off the roads, you do have a good option for walking along the waterfront area to connect with the boat launch, the store, and the beach. So that is a big thumbs up from us. Cedar Campground is located down by the waterfront, and these sites are all non-electric but are a close walk to the beach and the boat launch. And down at the boat launch area, there is a pet exercise area because dogs are not permitted on the beach, although we did see quite a few dogs on the beach. Now we're headed on the boardwalk trail. We don't remember how far this one went, but I don't think we did the full thing last time. I do like that it's a nice leisurely trail, nice and level, there's some shade, and there's tons of birds in here. There's a 2.8 kilometer hiking trail and a 4 kilometer trail network throughout the park, so it's easy to hop on a section of the trail without having to do the entire thing. We decided to take the paved pathway that's connecting the one road for the campground, hopefully over to the road to get to our campground. But the hills here are quite intense. If you start all the way down at the boat launch area and you're coming up, it looks like such a huge hill and it's rather steep. So I don't think the camera's gonna capture it, but whew, we are out of breath. Then it was time to check out the comfort station in the Eastside campground. Well, this comfort station has definitely seen better days. It's looking a little drab inside, but the showers were clean. The washrooms were less clean. Over to Quayle's Brewery, which is just about a 15-minute drive away, and they have a huge market here today, which is awesome. And we are on a wait list to go and sit on the patio and get our drinks and food, so we're going to take a walk around the market for now and see what they have here while we wait for our text message to say that our seat is ready. The brewery also had a beer garden behind the market area, and the vendors were mostly selling handmade goods. When our seats were ready, we went over to the main brewery area, and I got in line to order our flight and food inside. We liked that the tables all had umbrellas and nice shade. We got a smash burger and fries and a kale salad to split. It was a fun outing, and on the way out, Alan found the food vendors that were at the back of the market. When we got back to the park, we decided to drive through the Hilltop Campground to check out the sights here. There were some really nice, large, and mostly level sites in this area with decent tree coverage and privacy. They are located closer to the main road outside the park, which does come with a bit of road noise, but there were some electric and non-electric options in this campground if you're interested. We came down to the beach. We are still not going into the water, but tons of people are. We just have a nice water view right now. I brought my book. Alan brought his phone and maybe some games on there. And we're just gonna have a nice chill afternoon. We're back at our site after spending some time down by the water, and wow, it was really nice down there. It was too bad that they have some algae problem in the lake because it would have been really nice to get in and go for a swim, but we enjoyed the views, and now we're back at the site and it's time to play some games. We played some sequence stacks, which we had to relearn since it was so long since the last time we played. And then we got out the bananagrams and made up our own rules for scoring to make it a little bit more fun. Then it was time to make some dinner, and I'm really embracing the quesadillas these days. You can basically use whatever filling you want, and they turn out so good on the flat top. Then it was time for a final fire before calling it a night. Came outside this morning and I got my coffee, but I don't have a book because I already read this yesterday. It took me one day. It was really good. I would give it a 4 out of 5. I think the second book in this 3-book series was my favorite, but this one was pretty good too. The overall series was great. So if you do like a crime thriller type of novel, I would recommend this series. Definitely an easy camping read. Sadly, today we have to pack up and head home, so I wanted to let you know what I thought about the park before we left. So I'm going to start with the more negative aspects of this park, in my opinion, and the only one I can really think of is the comfort stations. They seem to be outdated, dingy. They weren't very clean when we were here, and I think that was the same on our last visit as well, which was a couple of years ago. So I really think that the comfort stations are due for a makeover. I know I said I didn't like the comfort stations here, but actually we found one in the other campground that seems much newer. It's still not very clean, but it's not as dingy as the other one. So I'll give them 1 thumbs up for the comfort station. Well, it started to rain, so I had to relocate, but now I'm going to let you know a couple of things that aren't necessarily negatives or positives, but things you should know if you're coming here. And the first one is that it's located close to a road that gets a lot of traffic noise. So if you are on the perimeter edges of the park, you can hear a lot of road noise. So that may bother you, and if so, maybe this isn't the right park for you. But we've been here once before and had a site that was closer to the road and had a lot of traffic noise, and it didn't really bother us. And you can kind of hear it where we are on site 28 right now, but again, it doesn't bother us. So that was just something that I wanted to share. Also, this park had 5G service. So we were able to get signal pretty much everywhere in the park, and it was 5G, and we were on Bell, so we didn't even need to set up our Rogers. So that was really great connectivity for us in this park. And now for some positives. I think this is a great park if you want to spend some time at the beach. It has a really nice beach and day use area, plus there's a playground there, so if you have kids, it's a perfect family park. I also thought that the sites here were pretty nice. There was a wide variety of electric and non-electric, and they also had some really nice private sites, so if you are looking for that, you can find it here. It's also in a really convenient location if you do need to leave the park to pick anything up. There are tons of shops nearby, so if you forget anything, you're not too far away. And if you just want to get out to see some local attractions, you can do that too. I also like that they had trails connecting the campground, so it was really easy to walk through the campground areas. And they did have one really large trail that looked like it broke into 2 sections, but you could do the whole thing. We didn't do the whole thing, but that is an option here. So that's a plus, that they also have a trail that you can do while you're at the park. And if you're a boater and have a motorized boat that you want to bring with you, you can do that here because Bass Lake allows motorized boats on the lake, and they have a boat launch. Overall, we had a great weekend here, and we'll definitely be coming back to this park in the future because it's not too far of a drive for us, and I think it's a perfect park for a quick weekend getaway. Exciting news! We just pulled up to the dump station and Alan guessed that there would be 3 trailers in front of us, and then I guessed 4, but in a panic I said, actually no, I say 1, and when we got here, there was nobody. So another plus about this park is although it only has 1 dumping station, I kind of feel like it's appropriate for the size of the park based on the number of sites here, the number of trailers, etc. But I do wish it did have a bypass lane and an easier way to turn in when you're actually coming into the park so that you could fill up before you go into the park instead of having to use that little weird fill-up station where you need to bring your own hose. And the hose here is non-threaded at the dump station, so no flush outs the traditional way. And I'm just hustling over to the water filling section here to show you what it's like. Non-threaded hose. And while we're dumping, somebody did pull in to use the filling station. We are leaving a little bit later than normal. I think it's just after 12. So now you have the crossover of people who are dumping and people who are filling. So that's why it would be great to have a bypass lane because the dumping section is at the front. I hope this video is helpful for you if you're coming to Bass Lake in the future. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming camping videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.